with all the recent talk about deep and what they're doing in 2025, I thought we would go back and look at an article from 2023 about Proteus.
Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
Okay, so get ready, everybody.
To dive deep.
Really deep.
Like Mariana Trench deep.
Oh, yeah.
As we explore Fabien Cousteau's Proteus project.
Yeah.
Imagine like an underwater research station, so
yeah.
advanced. They're calling it the International Space Station of the Ocean.
Yeah.
I'm overhooked.
And we're just getting started.
Yeah.
We've got excerpts from Cousteau himself.
Right.
Along with insights from the lead scientist, Brian Helmuth.
Okay.
All ready to unpack.
It's
groundbreaking, really.
We're talking about a permanent habitat.
Okay.
Larger and more advanced than anything we've seen before.
Really pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Underwater living and research.
Now, you know I'm a sucker for anything.
Ocean exploration.
Okay.
This whole thing just reminds me of like those incredible stories.
Of Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah.
Fabien's grandfather.
Pioneering underwater living.
Those images of aquanauts in conch shell
Just going about their day.
on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
Totally sparked my imagination as a kid.
Those early habitats were monumental.
And shifting our understanding of what's possible.
And they really paved the way for Proteus.
Especially in highlighting the power of saturation diving.
Okay, now's probably a good time for a quick refresher.
Saturation diving.
That's not your average dip in the ocean, is it?
No, it's a whole different ballgame.
Think about the limitations of just a typical deep dive.
Your time is so limited.
By how much pressure your body can withstand.
Before needing to decompress slowly.
Right.
You know, we're talking about the bends.
A serious risk.
Right.
In deep sea diving.
Safety first.
But with saturation diving,
You're essentially living at the pressure of your target depth. So your tissues.
Everything becomes saturated with the breathing gas.
It's intense.
But this allows you to stay underwater.
For days, weeks, even months.
It's revolutionary in terms of research possibilities.
Okay, but months.
How?
What kind of breathing gas are we talking about?
And how do they deal with the long-term effects of such intense pressure?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
They use specialized gas mixtures
Reducing nitrogen content.
to avoid nitrogen narcosis.
And other complications.
Mm-hmm.
This typically involves a mix of helium and oxygen.
Carefully calculated for the specific depth.
It's a delicate balance.
Requires constant monitoring.
But the payoff is immense.
Take Cousteau's Mission 31, for example.
That was the Aquarius habitat, right?
Exactly.
31 days living underwater.
Incredible.
31 days, and in that time...
They managed to achieve what would normally take 3 years.
Of traditional research.
Really?
That always blows my mind.
Think of the logistics.
Cost savings.
It completely changes the game for marine science.
3 years of research condensed into 31 days.
That's what they mean by game changer.
Exactly.
Okay, so if Mission 31 was groundbreaking...
Proteus is an entirely new planet of underwater research.
It's that significant, honestly.
While Mission 31 was impressive,
Proteus is designed to be 10 times larger than Aquarius.
with the capacity to house twice as many people.
Wow.
And the most exciting part,
They're aiming for potentially unlimited durations.
we're talking about creating a permanent human presence.
In the deep ocean.
Unlimited durations.
We're not just talking about like a research station here, are we?
This is starting to sound like an underwater city.
Yeah, it's an apt comparison.
Proteus is designed to be a fully functioning habitat.
Almost an underwater village, really.
They're pushing for complete self-sufficiency.
Minimizing their environmental impact
Oh,
and pushing the boundaries of sustainable living.
okay.
Now you've really piqued my curiosity.
We're talking beyond solar panels and composting toilets, right?
Mm.
What kind of tech are we talking about?
To make this sustainable underwater village a reality.
Think closed-loop systems.
For everything.
Wow.
Water, energy
And food production.
will be managed internally.
Okay.
For example, they're planning to use hydroponic gardens.
To grow fresh produce right there in the habitat.
Using LED lighting powered by wave energy.
Wave energy powering underwater farms.
It's like something straight out of a sci-fi novel.
But it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
Could the innovations that they develop at Proteus
Have applications for us land dwellers, too.
absolutely?
That's one of the most exciting aspects of Proteus.
It's a testing ground for sustainable technologies.
That could revolutionize how we live on land as well.
Really?
Imagine cities powered by wave energy,
Wow.
buildings with self-contained ecosystems.
The possibilities are really mind-boggling.
Now that you mention it,
This whole product does feel reminiscent of early space exploration.
it's like we're witnessing a similar pioneering spirit.
Yeah,
Except this time, the final frontier is right here on our own planet.
we've hit the nail on the head.
And just like the space program,
Proteus has the potential to inspire.
a new generation of explorers, scientists, and dreamers.
Speaking of which,
I remember Cousteau talking about democratizing the deep.
what did he mean by that?
Access to scuba gear for everyone.
Free underwater basket weaving classes?
Not quite.
Although I wouldn't say no to underwater basket weaving.
Cousteau's vision is about making deep-sea research accessible.
To more than just a select few.
Okay.
They're developing a multi-tiered training program at Proteus.
Catering to a wide range of skill sets.
So you're telling me that someone with basic diving experience
Could potentially train to work alongside leading scientists.
in this incredible underwater habitat,
Precisely.
they'll have programs for everyone,
From those with basic scuba certifications.
to those with advanced technical diving skills. Imagine marine biologists working side by side with engineers.
Computer scientists collaborating with underwater photographers.
That's incredible.
Talk about a melting pot of ideas and perspectives.
This kind of collaborative environment.
Could lead to some truly groundbreaking discoveries.
Exactly.
And that's precisely what makes Proteus so unique.
It's not just about the technology or the science.
It's about the people, the collaboration.
And the shared passion for understanding and protecting our oceans.
It's like they're building a community
A microcosm of how we should be interacting.
with our planet as a whole.
But let's be real for a second.
Building an underwater habitat of this scale.
Has to come with some serious challenges, right?
Oh, there are challenges galore.
This is uncharted territory in many ways.
We're talking about the immense pressure of the deep ocean
The corrosive effects of salt water.
and the complexities of creating a self-sustaining life support system.
In such an extreme environment,
And then there's the human factor,
keeping aquanauts safe.
both physically and mentally,
Sure.
during what could potentially be months-long missions.
That's a whole other level of complexity.
Absolutely.
They'll be addressing those challenges on multiple fronts.
Okay.
Engineering-wise,
They're using innovative materials and construction techniques.
to ensure the habitat can withstand the pressure
Okay.
for life support.
They're employing redundant systems and advanced filtration.
To guarantee a constant supply of breathable air and clean water.
And what about the psychological well-being of the aquanauts
Being confined in an underwater habitat,
for an extended period?
no matter how technologically advanced, it has to take a toll, right?
You're right, and that's something they're taking very seriously.
Proteus will be designed with spacious communal areas
Access to natural light whenever possible.
and advanced communication systems.
To combat feelings of isolation,
Mhm.
they're even incorporating virtual reality and other recreational technologies.
To provide mental stimulation.
And a connection to the outside world.
It's fascinating how they're approaching this.
From every conceivable angle.
From the tiniest details of life support,
To the psychological needs of the crew.
it really highlights the ambition.
And sheer scope of the Proteus project.
Absolutely.
And it underscores the fact that this isn't just about scientific exploration.
It's about pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity.
And our understanding of what's possible.
When we set our minds to something extraordinary,
You know, it's incredible just thinking about all the innovation happening at Proteus.
but beyond like the technology and the science,
Yeah.
what really sticks with me is Cousteau's vision.
It's not just about like studying the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's about fundamentally changing our relationship with it.
That's a pretty profound statement, right?
Absolutely.
For too long, we've treated the ocean as this separate thing.
This vast, inexhaustible resource.
ripe for exploitation.
Right.
Proteus challenges that entire mindset.
By showcasing the possibility of not just coexisting with this underwater world.
But actually thriving as part of it.
So we're moving past the idea of just visiting the ocean.
It's actually becoming part of its ecosystem.
Right.
But how do we get there?
How does Proteus bridge that gap?
It all comes back to those closed-loop systems
We talked about earlier. Imagine if we could apply those sustainable technologies.
that they're developing in Proteus.
Things like wave energy, hydroponics,
Water reclamation even.
to our lives on land.
Okay.
Cities could become more self-sufficient.
Reducing reliance on traditional resources. Minimizing environmental impact.
It's about taking inspiration from the ocean.
And applying it to ways that we're only just beginning to imagine.
It's almost like we're looking at a blueprint.
For a more sustainable future.
Yeah.
Not just for underwater habitats.
But for life on Earth in general.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
And it speaks to the true potential of a project like Proteus.
You know, it's about expanding our understanding of what's possible.
Not just in terms of science and engineering.
But in how we choose to live.
And interact with our planet.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
And I don't know about you, but
I'm walking away with such a sense of awe and hope for the future.
Proteus just feels like a turning point, you know?
I agree.
Like a moment where we're shifting from a mindset of extraction
To one of integration with our environment.
What a time to be alive.
It really is an exciting time for ocean exploration.
And for anyone who's passionate about the future of our planet.
And the best part is this is just the beginning.
Who knows what incredible discoveries await us in the depths?
Well said. And for our listeners who are now as captivated by Proteus as we are,
Be sure to check out the show notes for links.
where you can dive even deeper into this remarkable project.
Until next time, everybody.
Keep exploring.